Hi, my name's Antonio Core. I've been coming here since March of this year, and this is my kind of boss, Kyle.
Yeah, I'm Kyle Hicks. Me and Tony work in the same building, not in the same business, but we're always together about 8 hours a day. So, um, yeah, I've been coming to OKC community for about 7 years.
I've been in and out of going to church through different periods of my life. But once I kind of went into elementary school and middle school, I kind of strayed away from that because it wasn't something I really felt interested to or connected to.
So during the All Are Welcome series that Tim was doing, there was one week that was specifically focused on Fill the Empty, which was encouraging all of us to fill the empty seat beside us, take an opportunity to, maybe just get out of your comfort zone and invite that person that you've been thinking about that's been on your heart. So it's kind of just a cool opportunity to really say, okay, let's do this. I basically invited everyone at the shop. Antonio and one other buddy ended up coming.
I was a little bit skeptical at first just because the only other church I had been to in Oklahoma was with my grandfather, and I really just didn't feel like a very inclusive vibe there. And just literally after the first week of coming here, it was just a completely different, the worship was different, just people kind of coming up to me and being personable and introducing themselves to me just because they recognized that it was my first time there and they'd never seen me was something I had never experienced before, and it just kind of immediately drew me in.
I think our church is a place where people do feel welcome. That's an easy kind of home run. Just invite someone and get them here and let the church kind of do their part to the community to, come in and love on someone.
I felt like I was getting drawn in to get closer to learning his word and actually learning what it meant to be a Christian, because I'd never kind of experienced that before. As I started doing those things, I kind of noticed other things in my life changing. Kyle can attest to this. I'm a very anxious and stressed out person a lot of the time. One of the biggest things that I've done to help cope with that is pray, and I've just noticed how much calmer it's made me as a person, and I just truly feel like that's God working.
One day I walked in and he's reading the Bible up at the front, just where he's working, waiting on customers to come in. You can tell that he softened, his heart softened, there wasn't maybe a hope there that he has now. You can see the hope in him, kind of fill the empty, with the pew. It's literally that's what we're doing with our hearts too, filling the empty. And I feel like that's kind of what I see the most in Antonio.
In the beginning of April, they started announcing that they were going to be doing baptisms, and I just kind of decided that I wanted to get baptized. I felt like I wanted to actually further myself in being a Christian, and I felt like it was a good first step to take. Ever since I got baptized, I feel like I didn't have this voice in my head where Kyle kind of said how he feels like my heart has softened. I feel like I was a very mean and angry person a lot of the times. And now when I get those negative or mean thoughts in my head, I feel like there's a different kind of compassion in my heart and mind. The only thing I can attribute that to is that ever since I tried to get myself closer to God, it felt like a click happened. Me and my mom that's always been the strongest relationship I've had in my life, and we went through a period of zero communication basically, and where there was almost hatred between us, and it was very, very emotionally and mentally taxing for me. At the same time that I came to God separately, she kind of was going through her own thing where she started reading the Bible, and I decided to kind of try to reach out the olive branch by inviting her here. After she came the first time, she loved it, and my little brother loved it, and my stepdad loves it. We've kind of strengthened all of our relationships through God, I feel like. Me and my stepdad weren't really we weren't big huggers or anything now, and it's now when we see each other we're saying I love you and hugging each other and that's just, it means a lot to me. I feel like I can thank God for that.
Once I invited Antonio, he was just pretty much all in. He came to church that Sunday, I think came the next Sunday, then got baptized. I got him a Bible, he's at work reading that. He's here every time the doors open, basically. He got on the serve team and now is helping with videography and stuff. So it's just been cool to see like a little seed that you plant like really just start to grow right away. I'm just supposed to be faithful to what God tells me to do. And so it's been really amazing to like see that and like see the fruit of that, and then see the fruit in Antonio's life. Like with God, I'm always expectant, you know, I'm always think there's gonna be something that happens. And it was just really awesome to see that kind of come through.